Hello everyone, this is V and this is the spotlight video for Carthage. Carthage is definitely not my favorite civ since it has very little to offer.
The legendary kingdom of Carthage, chronicled by the words of the great poet
And
husband Asabas,
if you meet them as an AI, they are usually not that powerful because, well, they really don't have much going for them. Carthage has an ocean starting bias, so well, we'll just settle in place here and do our regular stuff. This is a pretty good spot. Great thing about Carthage is they get a harbor for free, no maintenance, and it is built immediately upon settling your city, and that's really where you're gonna have to get all your power from. Because it's really the only relevant ability of the civ. Now the harbor does a few pretty good things for you, namely it immediately connects all your coastal cities, which is great. It extends your trade route range overseas, and it increases some yield somewhere, I think. Yeah, an additional gold when connecting to another civilization. Oh, yeah, right. But yeah, that's not that great, with the exception of the city connection, which is probably what you want it for anyway. So that's interesting. Now Carthage has really nothing else that makes it interesting. Unfortunately, the only thing we get is that we can cross mountains. Crossing mountains is, well, it rarely comes up as relevant because you can only do it after you get your first great general, so getting a great general is not something that happens too often unless you are at war. And that means that in the exploration phase, like right now for example, it's just not going to matter at all. And later on, for the purpose of invasions, it's definitely not ideal, because assaulting something behind a mountain, if you already have to move over the mountain, it's, well, it's just going to make things a lot more difficult, since we already have calendars. No, Stonehenge will take too long. Now, yeah, this is pretty good for a city location actually. What else do we have? Well, not much. We have two units. As you can see here, we have the Quinquereme, 4 move, 13 strength, and if you compare it to a trireme, well, that's 3 extra strength, and that's pretty much it. It's not like there's anything special about it, so that is quite unfortunate. It's the same cost, it's just 3 extra strength, and yeah, that is never gonna be worth it, because you don't get any extra advantages. And look at how horrible this is. We are gonna have to put a city here so that we force a passage, and yeah, that's pretty horrendous. The other thing is the African forest elephant, and that replaces a horseman. As you can see, it's just like a horseman, except for this tree movement. It has a few upgrades that you normally don't get, like great generals, but well, that's not really that useful. And the minus 10% combat strength to adjacent units, which is unfortunately additive, so it's completely negated by the other unit having one upgrade. So even when it's decent, it's still not good,
Die Ratsherzogin zu Österreich.
and that makes it all a little bit weak. In general though, if we are on an island map, then I think the Civ is at least somewhat playable. It's not going to suck too much because of the free harbors, but on any other map I think this is one of the worst civs to get. The only thing you get is a free harbor, which, well, it's okay I guess, but it's not really something you can truly build on much. So for me this civ is a 3 out of 10, with, well, it being a little higher. Why? Because it's a... well, let's lock that down. It's difficult to make it shine. I wouldn't recommend it to starting players, and I would recommend going for an island map or an archipelago map if you want to see what the Civ can be like in good circumstances.